What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and we were going to look at Digibyte, but I want to switch things up and check out XRP to US dollar, also known as Ripple. We're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as a very interesting article posted by Cointelegraph in regards to a state-backed German bank says Bitcoin will leap to $90,000 in 2020. Now that is a huge statement considering we're trading at $8,000 right now. That means we're going to have to make more than a 10 times jump in price to reach a goal of that level. So very interesting news. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. We're going to be doing a big giveaway at 12,000 subscribers, currently at 11,600. So make sure to smash that subscribe button. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So guys, before we do our daily technical analysis that you will find on the channel, we will start off by looking at this article right here. As you can see, we're on current Cointelegraph, and we are looking at an article in regards to the state-backed German bank saying Bitcoin will leap to $90,000, a very big jump, if you would ask me. Now, on October 1st, a Munich-based bank Bayern LB published its latest research report that seems to suggest that the forthcoming Bitcoin halving hasn't yet been priced into its current price of around $8,300. The German bank explains that the gold has had to earn its high stock flow ratio the hard way over the course of a millennia. Bitcoin, on the other hand, will most likely succeed to obtain a similar stock flow ratio to that of gold in the coming year, the report predicts. So historically speaking, it's invariably been a commodity with the highest stack to flow ratio in the juncture, which has been used as money because this enabled the best value transfer over time. The stock to flow ratio of a commodity such as gold is the amount of the asset that is held in reserves divided by the amount of asset produced annually. The author concluded the report by looking at Bitcoin's future price. If the May 2020 stock flow ratio for Bitcoin is factored into a model, a vertiginous price of around $90,000 emerges. Wow, never seen that word. This would imply that the forthcoming halving effects has hardly been priced in the current Bitcoin price of approximately $8,000. So wow, still $90,000 is huge. That is 4 times the size of when we reached our all-time high of $20,000. So that is going to be a massive jump, and we're going to see if that holds true, obviously, next year. Now, obviously, I do want to jump into some technical analysis right now for you guys. So you can see right now, top 10 cryptocurrencies, market cap 219, 24-hour volume 50 billion, and Bitcoin down to 67.7. Very similar to where we've been in the past couple of days. You will notice that yesterday we had a little spike in volume, but nothing really changed from where we were. Now, scrolling down, looking at the top 10 cryptocurrencies, you can see that for the most part, the markets are kind of scattered, but they are seemingly synced up with each other. Markets are down around 2 to 3% today, pretty much the entire market. There are a couple aliases that are up about 2%, but for the most part, cryptos are down. You'll notice top 10 cryptos all hold the most value in the market cap. So that is a great indication as to where the entire market is usually proceeding. So with that being said, we had our little bounce yesterday, but it's certainly followed by some retracement and downtrend you can see right here. Now my main jump and analysis is within Litecoin and Bitcoin. We will be looking at XRP. So let me change Digibyte's chart, which we looked at yesterday, to XRP to US dollar, and we'll pull that up on Bitfinex right here. And then we'll go into some technical analysis on here as well, change up old lines that we had drawn. Now, for those of you who are a little more advanced, I did add the Fibonacci, which will hopefully equal out and be a little bit easier for most people to acknowledge now that we've been talking about it for a while. But I also want to explain with reason backing why I have predictions that I make, specifically with Litecoin and Bitcoin, which are showing very, very, very interesting signals right now, buy signals in my opinion. So here's what I want to discuss with you guys. So if we look at the charts right now, you'll notice a couple of things. One thing is, yes, we are below the Fibonacci levels. That is huge. We're below the high-low MMA. We broke bearish. We're undervalued. We're oversold. There's a lot of things indicating that we are going to see a small uptrend form, bringing us up to levels as high as $9,700 on Bitcoin. Now, here's my reason being. The other thing we have to pay attention to is the sideways trading. Now, I know this looks a little bit less less of a sideways movement than Litecoin is, but they're both seemingly intertwined with each other. So when we look at this, you can see we have one, two, three. We even start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days now of sideways trading over a week. The thing I want you to take away from here is notice the volume. Yes, there's a little bit of volume, but for the most part, volume is pretty dead all in all. Wow, this is still, this is major volume we haven't seen since all the way back in August for the downtrend. But for what's starting right now, volume has pretty much died off. The prices are pretty much staying fairly neutral with where they've been the past 8 days. And specifically Litecoin, we'll go back to Bitcoin in a second. You'll notice that volume has peaked downwards. We're trading pretty low now, and volume has stayed within about a very small amount right here. You'll notice we finally did come right back inside of our relative strength indicators right here, the RSI, trading at around 34 on the RSI. But again, with Litecoin, the thing that I want you guys to notice is the fact that we are below not only the Fibonacci, and now finally trading sideways on the oversold levels, is the fact that we are seeing this sideways consolidation. And what does this mean? Now, I always say, and I've seen and I've noticed this from having like 2 years into charting right now, is when we see sideways trading like this, it usually ends with a bullish or bearish break. Sideways trading always breaks in some sort of injection of volume. And I wanted to back that with some other important analysis. You can see we're on Investopedia right now. And what is a sideways trend? This is what a sideways trend looks like. We know we've spotted that. What are the outcomes? That's what we're looking for. So as I scroll down, we can see, we can just read really quick. Sideways trends are generally the result of price traveling between strong levels of support and resistance. As we know, it is not uncommon to see the horizontal trend dominate the price action of a specific asset over a prolonged period of time before starting a new trend to a higher or lower, but always breaks in that direction. Now, how do we profit from this? There are many ways to profit from sideways trends depending on their characteristics. Typically, traders will look for confirmations of a breakout or breakdown in the form of either technical indicators or chart patterns, or seek to capitalize on the sideways price movement itself using a variety of different strategies. Now, I'm not one to know how to capitalize on these trades that are trading sideways, and I kind of think about it more now, and I kind of see how you could, I guess you could, knowing that there is sideways movement right now, to be putting in buy orders at 52 and selling buy orders at, or putting in stop orders at 55, selling off there. But that often offers or opens a door of about $3 in trade, which I know most people are not investing into the market with $10,000, $25,000 within crypto. So these $3 to $5 price movements are not big enough for anyone to really profit. Most people are probably putting in $1,000 to $2,000, and that really is not making you that much, maybe $50, and that's really nothing to be really worried about unless you're a big time cryptocurrency trader. Then you're probably not watching these videos, but I could be wrong. The one thing I want you to take away from this is, as it said, we're waiting for a confirmation of a bullish or bearish break. We then have to consider where we could break. We did just have our major downtrend on Litecoin, and now you're seeing major consolidation. So this is a critical point that we're at right now, and we're waiting for some sort of confirmation of a breakout. So we could easily draw, and let's see if I can draw a smaller horizontal ray. Something like this maybe, or sorry, I think that literally did not do what I wanted it to do. Or yeah, we can use this for right now, something right around here, and then we'll draw this and we'll make it yellow, or not yellow, let's make it a different color that stands out, green. And then we have a bottom one right here as well, which you'll notice we seem to be closing right around here. So now you can take away that we've been trading out in between this channel right here at a resistance of 58 and a support of around 54. So a $4 and change price movement that's been consolidating out here. And you'll notice we have yet to break a 58 or 57, $50 resistance, and we have yet to break and close a candle below $54. So here's how you can move on from here. If you at any point, or we see at any point, confirmation that we can move the channel up above the resistance level and close the daily candle above here, that is a massive confirmation that we are breaking into a bullish trend. And vice versa, if we see a small confirmation break below the resist or the support, we then know, and the candle closes, because we haven't been able to close a candle really below that level. We can even drop this a little bit more. then we know we're going to be breaking bearish and falling lower. So that's the outcome, and that's how we have to chart something like this. We have to wait for the confirmation of a breakout or bearish pull down. And then we can then profit off of that, buying in, setting buy orders above $58. If we close the candle, we'll probably pop up to a pretty nice, high with potentially the same amount of volume here, or start a trend moving upwards. It's something I really insist will happen, and this is a huge critical point on the market right now. As for Bitcoin, very similar. I think Litecoin and Bitcoin are very in sync right now. Litecoin being a little bit easier to track and trade off of, probably more profit within Litecoin too compared to Bitcoin, but they both seemingly have a very similar chart. Ethereum kind of doing its own thing, starting to trend up, but this is what we're looking for to happen within the other cryptocurrencies. We're looking for Litecoin and Bitcoin to do exactly this, get out of some sideways trading and start to trend back upwards to eventually retest its Fibonacci levels. So eventually this on the daily traveling up to retest here, and Litecoin traveling up to retest there as well. That's what we're looking for. Now with XRP, a coin that we have not tracked or traced in a long time, I'd like to draw some new supports and resistances to really test what exactly we're looking at. We can start this on the weekly. That might be a little bit easier. Very wild coin at that. We've pretty much been trading very small the past couple of months now. Ever since we had our major rally in 2018 or end of 2017, 2018, we've been trading out sideways. So there has not been much price movement, honestly, since then within, reasonable support. So we do have a sideways marker that I want to throw right here, which is about the cap right here, as well as the bottom support right there. We seem to be reacting with that quite well, and there seems to be a resistance at around right here. So it looks like we're just trading in between there for right now. XRP, I know there's a ton of people that are interested in XRP right now, but in regards to its channel and its charting, XRP seems to be having quite a bit of trouble compared to the other cryptocurrencies. I can see at most us retesting a high of 30 cents, which I know is still a great profit. It's about 4 or 5 cents on a coin, which can add up quite nicely, especially when you own a lot of it. But for the most part, we don't seem to have much volume and recent patterns to allow us to move up to higher levels. So, obviously there can be major bullish runs in the past we've seen, but you can see why this resistance is so big on the coin and why we're having troubles breaking through that right now. So we're definitely going to see XRP hodlers. If you have any more information on that, definitely make sure to drop that down in the comments below. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.